Welcome everyone to class number 6 of the Angel 101 series. The lectures are going to be uploaded at our YouTube channel. That's Narmada Akshat. We haven't been very active on YouTube, but as and when I'm able to, I upload it there. Thank you so much for joining in. I was not planning for this particular topic called as angel signs, but yesterday's class, I think day before yesterday's class, about the angel numbers really required me to touch on this topic before moving ahead. Okay, so let's start with a bit of short clearing. Taking a full deep breath. A full deep breath again. Exhaling any and all darkness, any and all confusion. Into the light. Once again, breathing in the light. Exhaling through the mouth, any and all confusion, feeling of being lost. Into that light. So each class is built up on the previous one, although each class is unique. You can just directly attend one class like this one. Yet each class builds up on another. So angel signs. A lot of times people ask me that you are very special. You are very pure, that you can connect with the angels. Trust me, that I have experimented with the so-called world a whole lot. Really have experienced what it means to be in the world. So if you think I'm something special or I was born in a particular star, well, we want to delete that. The angels, as we discussed, I think in class number 1, is that they're available for all of us. They're not, what's the word for that? They're not privy to the messiahs, the prophets, the avatars, the great saints, the great masters. These people, saints, fakirs, and yogis, they connect with angelics because they can sense them. You and I, we also connect with the angels all the time. The angels give us guidance in a unique way to each person in their own way. For some of us, it could be clairvoyance, like you would be seeing stuff. For some of you, it could be just knowing stuff, having a strong hunch about something. For some of you, it could be a single word. Or even if you end up overhearing a conversation, you go to a restaurant and you overhear a conversation of someone, and that really applies to your current situation. Or maybe you're watching a movie or a web series and something clicks, right? That's the way of the angelic messages. So the angels honor the law of free will. We must always remember that. Of course, in cases of life and death situation, they have certain freedom, certain leeway. Okay. So you ask the angels for guidance. How do you ask the angels for guidance? You say it, you pray for it, you can write a letter, you can meditate, you can simply ask. And the interesting thing is, it doesn't matter how you call upon them. You could be feeling very frustrated in life and say, angels, why this happens to me all the time? Something like that. Or you could be in a very prayerful mood and say, angels, oh dear God, dear God, and God, of course, I request you, angelics, the angels of light, to surround me and to provide me information I need. One of my mentors would often say that the angelic message are passed down through the oxygen bubbles. I kind of found that theory funny at the time, and I still find it funny. But yes, when you do inhale, and when you inhale deeper and in a more relaxed manner, your brain is more receptive. You see, one of the great spiritual teachers, I'm forgetting the name, the author is Launa, Launa, Launa Huffines, Huffines. So she has written a lot of books. She's channeled an entity, a being called as Jaiva, Jaiwa. And I think she has written some books. I have her books, never was able to finish them. Um, Jaiva says that if you don't have to, if you don't want to change anything in your lifestyle, you don't want to change your diet, you don't want to change your exercise routine, you don't want to even do forgiveness work or whatever. If there's one thing that you could ever do to raise your frequency, it would be learning to breathe consciously and deeply. Deep and conscious breathing throughout the day will really make the job of your guides, your angels, very much effective. In fact, science has shown that how our brain responds in a very relaxed manner. The spine goes in a more relaxation mode. The blood pressure goes more relaxed. The certain neurochemicals, the production is transformed. The brain waves transform into a much higher degree. From beta, we all go to alpha, theta, and delta simply by the virtue of deep breath. Okay. People often ask me, what is the difference between guides and angels? Well, angels could be your guides, but not necessarily your guides could be angels. In the inner world, there are many beings. It could be your transitioned grandfather or grandmother. Maybe you never met them. Maybe you love them a whole lot. Maybe an uncle and aunt. Maybe even your pet, a cat or a dog. It's rare to see a fish with someone in the aura, but it is possible. Uh, so in the inner world, you are washed over by many beings of light. They're literally guiding you, protecting you somehow, and that also includes your higher self, your wiser self, and then that also includes your Christ itself, the Krishna self, or the ascended self, whatever you call it, the God self, that watches over your evolution, not just your evolution, but also the evolution of your higher self. So the inner world has many, many beings, So angels are one of them. Our intention for this series of Angel 101 is to provide you a platform, education, in order for you to connect with the angels. As you learn to connect with your angels on your own, for your own self, you would notice that you are being called to connect with angelics for others as well. There are people who do professional angel channeling. They would connect with angelics for others and bring in messages. As my mentor would say, calling upon the angels is literally utilizing the gifts of God. With every thought, our God, our source energy, creator energy, whatever we call it, every thought is which our creator thinks, that is transformed into an angel. That's what they say. I think it's also in one of the books. I don't remember which book. Okay. So whether you pray to God or you are saying angels or you are even saying, Buddha Kuan Yin, please help me, these beings of light will be assisted by the angelics. If you understand the angelic kingdom, they are literally helping with each and everything, right from the growth of plants to management of business to world economies, all of that. There are countless stories of people talking about having an angel visitation. Recently, the freshest one that I remember, I'm so accustomed to the angels, and many of you who have been following the work, that you don't even write your stories anymore, but you do remember a lot, right? So one of the recent incidents that I remember is we were doing a Reiki surgery workshop, 30-day thing, retreat online. And one of the students from the retreat, she shared a very interesting story. On that particular day of the 30-day retreat, we worked with Archangel Raphael, okay, or Archangel Raphael. His name means the one who heals, of God, okay. So you work with this energy. Of course, we went after class. It was a 1.5 hour class, maybe not even entire 1 hour. This lady, I think she heard the recording. She was not able to do it live, and she heard it, and she was in a pain. Okay, some leg pain, something like that. And you know what? Next morning when she woke up, she saw a parrot sitting near her window. You know, so parrots are what? Usually here in India, they are green. Green is the presence of the Archangel Raphael, when they show the color green. So you do not need to be a long time meditator. You do not need to be a quote unquote pure person to connect with the angelics. Angel numbers that we discussed previously is one of the ways of the angels. Again, the word angel, people think it's something Christian. No, it's not Christian. I think I've talked about it in class number 2 or 3, but I will repeat again. Angels, they are very non-denominational. They have been found in all cultures, all religions, in their own way, like the wise ones, the white beings, or devas, or farishta, and things like that. So they have nothing about belonging to a particular religion. Some great mystics also claim that sometimes the angels are even seen with wings, or even with the kind of halo around their heads. That is, so these mystics, they say that this is actually the heart chakra of the angels, which is so wide and so activated that it looks like wings. Sometimes it is like, the halo on their head is the activated crown. So yes, even the invisible beings have a chakra system, a unique chakra system according to their own makeup. I remember channeling a particular high dimensional extraterrestrials some years back. I think it was Pallades. I can't remember which one. And I was told that their base chakra, that their lowest chakra, was a Agya chakra of a human being. For us humans, if you study chakras, Agya chakra is pretty much up. It's pretty much up. It's pretty much high frequency. What I was told is that these so-called alien beings, they, their root chakra, their densest energy, the densest chakra in their bodies is the Agya chakra. Okay, let's take a deep breath. So even awakened extraterrestrials could be guides in the inner realms, and let me drink some water. In the scriptures, they have all talked about flying vehicles, um, with flames and high technology and stuff like that. I think they mentioned about a particular prophet. I think they talk about the prophet Enoch. He was taken in body. He did not have to die to reach to heaven. He was ascended to heaven in a body, and there were flying chariots who came down from the heavens to pick him up. Maybe they're talking about the UFOs. Who knows? So angels have vast purpose, apart from creating, maintaining a planet, a system, and all the way into managing the vegetation of a place. They have vast implication. Perhaps as humans, we may never understand as to exactly what they are all about. But the class of angels, or you can say the category of angels, that are particularly related to humans are the guardian angels. We each have our unique guardian angel. For some of us, one. For some of us, two. For some of us who are supposed to have very a difficult life situation in future for some reason, then that would be also imply that you will have more guardian angels. Okay. Now, sometimes people ask me that when I'm tuning into Archangel, archangels are like the big bosses. They are much more evolved than a regular angel, and they have a wider, more influential job to do on many realms, many dimensions that we may not understand. So are we disturbing them? No. The limitation of time and space is for us humans, but not for them. They're more than happy to assist us. Okay. So angel messages could come to you in many ways. I'll share with you an example. Way back when I was introduced to the concept of the angels, 12 years back, maybe more. I was introduced to the concept of angels, and you can call upon them and stuff like that. So in a meditation, I asked my angels to give me a sign of their presence. Okay. And I did that. I almost forgot about it. 2-3 weeks fast forward. I went to a village. I went to a village of my mother's place, my maternal place. And now, although it's very developed these days, but at that time it was not so developed. So I went there, and I saw one of our house help preparing breakfast for us. Okay. So the breakfast was prepared, and somehow I got curious to see the matchbox because I had not seen the matchbox for quite a long time. I'm not a kitchen person. Plus, I thought it's more about the lighter. There, it was very raw. Cooking from the woods of the jungle and stuff like that. The typical chulha. So I saw that matchbox, and yes, you're right. It was written angels on that matchbox. That was the funny thing. So you do not have to tell to the angels how you're going to receive the signs. You just have to let go and trust. So that's one of the ways they will literally, just show angels. You might see a school named Angel, a bus named Angel, maybe. That's one of the messages. Another method of their sending a sign is a feather. Having an exceptional feather, maybe in a place like an apartment where there is like a least possibility in a very closed building, something like that, you might actually see feathers. I think I've posted some feathers on my Facebook few years back at the point when I used to ask for angel feathers, literally. Another method of sending signs is the coins. I think in one of the languages in Europe, even the word coin means angel, in the, spoken language. So people have noticed coins manifest out of nowhere. They will find these dimes, these coins randomly. I did not believe that for quite a while until one day I saw that particular coin near my room many years back. And literally that coin was stuck there between a tile, It was really not possible to kind of put something into it. And it was really stuck. For many days it was there. And I think maybe someone pulled it out. I don't know. It was not there. But for many weeks it was there. And I was not able to understand that it's a sign from the angels, really. Until one day I was like, oh, coins, angels, I can relate, So that's about it. So messages, yes, sometimes angels can also deliver you messages in the dreams. If you read ancient scriptures, they will talk about the birth of the great masters, messiahs, Tirthankars, Buddhas, uh, being told to their mothers that your son or a daughter will be of this and this quality, and they will be a beacon of light for humanity, for the masses, for enlightenment, for spiritual upliftment, etc., etc. So dreams can also be angelic messages. Overhearing a conversation randomly, you're walking in a mall, maybe you're walking in a crowded place, maybe you're just sitting and peacefully having a meal, maybe just watching a movie or a web series, and your answer comes to you. Angel messages could also be, yes, this could also include, there are so many wonderful YouTube videos out there, and someone could be talking about, you might notice that a particular video starts playing on its own, for some reason, and you have the message, What else are the other means? Yes, angel messages. One of the things of the angels is fragrance. You know, when when you meditate, especially doing an angelic meditation, you will notice like curtains moving on its own a bit, not in a scary manner, but in a very gentle manner. The wind blowing, the change of air pressure, the change of temperature. You will notice this a whole lot, especially with Archangel Michael. He's the loudest one, clearest one, loudest one, and you can feel his presence as a warm, protective energy. Uh, the fragrance. So it's almost like when you're doing angel meditation, and you might feel that someone has, you know, sprayed some perfume. Usually it's the rose, but it's very pleasant and nice. I have had this opportunity once or twice. I also remember leading a group through meditation, and the other people were able to notice that. I was not able to notice it because I was so focused on channeling and, you know, leading the meditation. Um, the fragrance did remain for quite a few minutes, more minutes after the session. So fragrance is also a sign of the angel message. What else could be the method of angel message? Yes, you can literally quote unquote trigger the angel messages. How? You sit in silence without without having an expectation, clearing your mind and calling upon your angels and asking angels, what is the message I need to hear? Sometimes a topic could be too personal, too tumultuous maybe, too where we are too attached, like a romantic relationship or maybe a job that you badly needed or something like that. In that case, you can always ask the angels to give the signs loud and clear and to repeat it until you get it. This is a very interesting condition that you can put. You can say, angels, I request you to give me the signs and to please give me the signs loud and clear and please keep repeating it until I get it. You know, this is something I learned over the years. The angels do need our feedback. You know, they're not humans. They can incarnate temporarily, maybe as humans to assist. There have been a lot of stories. You can read about them, very authentic stories where people had actual angel encounters. I think most of you are aware about how uh, this angel work came to me. I think I'll just upload it on for public. Okay, I need to do this daring, but I will do. When I was introduced to the topic of angels, I was meditating that day, and I kind of slept. I saw a vision of my brother driving a car, a red small car, a hatchback car, as you call it, and I saw that he's going to crash into something. And because I was introduced to the angel work and did angel meditation before sleeping, I had this in my memory that I can call upon the angels. So I shouted, Archangel Michael! And I saw Archangel Michael taking over, you know, going into the body of my brother and literally changing the gears and the car kind of coming to the side. I woke up. My brother was, I think, maybe 900 or maybe 1100 kilometers away from me at that time. Very, very confident. He is driving. He's a super driver. I mean, I trust his driving. There are very few people on the planet I trust their car driving. He's one of them. So uh, I woke up with my, you know, with my heart thumping, and so I thought, was it a vision? Was it what? I kind of continued to process it, trying to chew over it, understand it. Couldn't make any sense. Uh, Anyway, 20 minutes, I think maybe 10 minutes passed by. I thought, why not? I should call my brother directly and ask him how is he doing. I called my brother and said, how are you doing? And he said, he's okay. And then he asked me why. And I said, no, I just thought of calling you. I had this vision of you driving this particular car. Our family doesn't own it. You usually drive SUVs, and you're such a confident driver that I doubt that you would have a crash, but I saw this kind of scenario. My brother kind of listened, did not accept. Fast forward 2, 3 months. My brother told about this incident to one of his friends, our family friend. Then my family friend appreciated my so-called spiritual growth. It was through my brother's friend that I got the confirmation. My brother, because he was not willing to accept, he did not accept me on the time because maybe he was shocked, he was surprised. And this was exactly the scenario, the red small car. That was the car of one of my uncles. And he was driving alone, and then maybe some speed issue happened. And he said that I was able to kind of turn the car off the road and kind of get a breather. But actually what I saw was Archangel Michael literally entering his body, taking the proper gears and putting it aside. So I know, because this kind of quote unquote wild and very intimate content, as it goes out into public, people might put up nasty comments, and I'm okay with that. I might actually end up deleting that because our YouTube channel is not so busy. But it's important that I share from my place of knowingness rather than from a place of just theory. Okay. So this was, I think, the incident that I could never forget, each time I talk about it. So there are many, many incidences which people talk about calling upon the angels. So when you call upon the angels, as a mentor would say, we are literally invoking the heaven's energy. And the more we learn to talk with the angels, the more we can manifest heaven on earth. The more we can manifest, experience our own unique heaven. Really. If each person on the planet could learn to talk with angels, and receive guidance, the world would be a very, very, very different place. I'm sensing this warm presence right now. They're there. Okay. So people do kind of typical rituals. There's a very famous ritual of the calling upon the archangels, like 5 archangels for 15 days with green apple and white candle. I think many of you might have heard that. I kind of love that. It's pretty much simple. There are many other rituals that people do, some very complicated. But over the years, in my study and my experience, I found that you do not need complicated rituals. A simple ritual will definitely kind of anchor their presence. It will kind of make you more receptive to them. But when your intention is to serve the world, is to bring love on the planet, love and light and grace to the planet, to yourself, you will notice that the angels are more than willing to help you. Literally, I've seen energy healers with a very good understanding of their healing modality creating great results, but they end up getting corrupted for, let's say, wanting to have more money or extract more money from the client. What I've noticed is that they do have healing ability, but it's kind of limited. I've also seen healers who would treat the energy exchange or the fee as a formality, not focusing much on the money that they can earn, but more focused on the well-being of their client. I've noticed that even when they do not do a quote-unquote formal healing, if they just send us a good intention, okay, I'm paid and I will send you healing tomorrow, something like that, their clients get healed, or more than 80% of the ailments get healed because of the angelic presence. A lot of you hearing this video, that sounds odd, a lot of you hearing this video might be energy healers. If you want to take up your energy healing to the next level, you can always call upon the angels of light. Now, the angels are not just limited to healing. They can be called upon for literally anything and everything. You are looking for a life partner, angels. You're looking for good health, angels. You're looking for a good deal for a particular thing, maybe your dream house, angels. You're looking for ascension, spiritual growth, maybe a spiritual guide, teacher, angels. You are looking for understanding someone, angels. You are looking for healing the past, angels. You're looking for healing the future, angels. There's not any area that you cannot call upon the angelic beings. So all you just have to say, angels of light, or just say, angels, I call upon you. Now, people, again, I'm going to repeat it, people often wonder about the fallen angels. Well, when you regularly work with beings like Lord Shiva, Lord Michael, Lord Krishna, Jesus the Christ, Allah, whatever you call that higher power, that absolute pure power, when you regularly work with them in the energy world, these kind of beings do not bother you. And even if they do come, they kind of are like on a very short stay. Okay. Um, we will talk about the vacuum and cord cutting. I think we did have a class, but we will talk about in the Angel series about vacuum and cord cutting with Archangel Michael as a separate class later. Many of you already know that. So you can call upon the angels by visualizing the white light around you, around your home, around your shop, your clinic, even your bank account, your windows and doors. So it is as simple as that. A mere sincere intention is more than enough to call upon the angelic realm by your side. As simple as that, you know. And what else? What else could be the method of giving messages? Premonition, hunches, thoughts, feelings, words, reading a story. Colors, yes. One thing that someone mentioned in our angel number class that day is that they saw a trail of white light, sparkles of white light through the corner of their eyes. This is usually the movement of the angels, and as they kind of like, they interact with the friction, so to speak. At least that's what my understanding is, limited in the understanding is. So we do see by the corner of our eyes these sparkles. That's angelic presence. People often ask me, can you see angels like physically? My answer is yes. In the beginning, they might appear in your mind's eye, but as you progress, you would be able to see them if it is required. I personally did not ever have a very physical experience of the angelics, but I did have one. Seeing that orb of light. I finished with a healing session of my cousin, and I could see orbs, huge, not very huge, but like something of a something of a 7 centimeters, 8 centimeters of radius. I saw these balls of light. I was literally unbelieving to it. I thought maybe I'm dreaming or something, but I actually saw it. Once we finished the session, I simply bent down to tie my laces of the shoe, and I saw them. And that was very physical. I cannot forget that. Anyway. So sometimes the angels can also be so-called caught up in the images. The highly sensitive cameras that we have these days, including in our phones, it tends to catch that higher matter, that higher vibration matter of the angelics. People love to, want to have these supernatural beings, so to speak, in the photographs, but unfortunately there are not very genuine ones, but there are genuine ones. Sometimes they appear like colors, and that could also include ascended masters, but that is not exactly a sign. That is just like, I'm there with you. You can call it an angel message, maybe. What else? I think we covered everything about the sign of angels: air pressure change, temperature change, feathers, coins, words, phrases. Let's do a meditation about calling upon these signs. So, allowing yourself to get comfortable. Preferably, you are sitting. When you're sitting, you're like much more aware of it, and we can consciously get their message. Sometimes the message can come up in a single word, and it's simply downloaded into your subconscious. to be activated at its own time. The angel message always comes from a place of love. And it's always like one step at a time, one step at a time. So with our eyes closed, we notice a pillar of white light pouring down from the heavens, covering our whole body. Notice your body like an empty bottle, and the white light comes down from your palms and your toes into the earth. Take a moment to appreciate God and His creation. Take a moment to appreciate God manifesting as a divine feminine, as a divine masculine, and a divine androgynous. Take a moment to appreciate your ancestors, your pets if you ever had, the loved ones on the other side, and all the wonderful forces of light, known and unknown. Just sending out gratitude to them and mentally requesting them to assist you in today's session. Notice the white light transmuting and transforming anything that is of fear. As each particle of light enters your cells, your organs, notice any kind of fear, fear-based energy, being simply transformed like alchemy. Indeed, this is the real alchemy.